A lot of heat has been thrown at Amy Jo Johnson over the last couple months for the fact that she is not going to be returning for the 30th anniversary special of Power Rangers. And there are rumors all over the place whether or not she's just faking not being involved, or she's been too greedy and wanted more money, or too demanding. All we really know is that she made some posts that made it sound like she was definitely going to be involved with the 30th anniversary special, and a lot of people were very excited about that. But then later on, it comes out that she's not going to be involved with it after all. And this is when the fandom, and I have to use that term pretty loosely, started posting all these things saying she was too greedy, she was asking for too much money, or doesn't care about the fandom, thinks that she's too good for Power Rangers.
You want to bully Amy Jo Johnson into doing the 30th anniversary special that she said no to?
I just got done doing some videos on Power Rangers Turbo. In the first half, it was definitely obvious that Jason David Frank
didn't want to be on the show anymore, and it showed through in the storylines.
If you want her to be involved with it, but she can't be, or she doesn't want to be, she isn't going to get to do it in the capacity that you all want her to anyway. So stop going at her about it. And it really brings it to the point of, why would she even want to do it after seeing all these people go at her? It would put a bad taste in my mouth if I was her, and even after everything she has done for the fandom. She makes tons of Comic-Con appearances. She's come back for the Turbo movie. She came back for the 2017 movie. And if you want to jump on the whole bandwagon of, well, she only did it for the money, what about her social media? She's done a lot posting on social media for the fans. She did a whole tribute to Jason David Frank where she literally cried, be there for the fandom, and talked about how great Jason was, talked about how influential he was and what a great person he was for the fandom and how much we all will miss him. There's no reason for her to do that if she literally only cares about the money. I don't think that the people who are making these comments really follow Power Rangers to this day. I think they're probably people who watched years ago and then they just want the original cast. They don't care about anything else that's ever been in Power Rangers, and they're just mad that she's not involved with it. These comments also go very hateful, not just saying that it's money or something like that, but they start jumping in saying, well, she's an unsuccessful, washed up actress and she's never been successful after Power Rangers. First of all, if you're going to go that way, we need to talk about her career, because
she is very successful.
She's had a great career.
There's nothing for her to be ashamed of.
Born in Massachusetts, and after high school, she moved to New York to study for 2 years at the American Music Dramatic Academy in New York. She eventually moved out to California, got on Power Rangers. The pilot, I believe, was in 1992, and then of course she was in the show from 1993 all the way to 1995. After Power Rangers, she did a lot of musical theater, which wouldn't be on her IMDb page, but she was very heavily involved in that type of stuff. At this point of leaving Power Rangers, she was in a bunch of movies, and she was actually the star.
All these movies I'm listing are movies that she actually starred in. She wasn't like the 18th person on the call sheet.
She is 1 or 2 on the call sheet. Susie Q, Sweetwater, Perfect Body, Killing Mr. Griffin, Cold Hearts, Pursuit of Happiness. At this time, she landed a role in 1998 on the show Felicity, where she was in 50 episodes between the time of 1998 to 2002. Once she ended her time of that show, she went on to do a lot of guest spots on shows, kind of all the staples of the time like ER, Spin City, but she also starred in movies after this as well, like Tiger Eyes, Fatal Trust, Veritas, Prince of Truth,
probably said that wrong,
Islander, and then at this point she landed a role in 2008 on the show Flashpoint, which she was on till 2012, and she was in all 75 episodes of that show. Then she went on to star in some other movies like Coming Home for Christmas, Between Waves, and at this point she started directing and producing things as well. She did a bunch of shorts, getting her feet wet, doing producing and directing, and then she did the movie The Space Between Us. It is a Amy Jo Johnson film. She did Tammy's Always Dying. Most recently, she got to direct an episode of Superman and Lois in 2022, which was a pretty big story that a lot of people saw online. And this time she's moved to Canada. She became a dual citizen and she has a daughter. The people out there saying that she's unsuccessful, she's never gone anywhere after Power Rangers, I'm sorry, you are completely wrong. When we were all kids watching Power Rangers, when these people left, they seemed to just disappear because they started doing more adult shows, more mature shows, and we were still watching Power Rangers or Saturday morning cartoons. So we didn't see this stuff ourselves. But now, if you want to go check out some of those movies, I highly encourage you to. Okay, Ranger fans, we need to be a little honest with ourselves here. I mean, we are very lucky that Power Rangers has been going for 30 years. It's dodged several cancellations over time, switched owners several times, and it's always been David in this Goliath fight against Star Wars, DC, Marvel, and lots of other companies. Honestly, we need to be happy that it's still going, because someday it could end, and that would be really disappointing to me, because especially doing this channel, Power Rangers has become a very, very large part of my life. I've made some really, really good friends from talking about Power Rangers, meeting people on podcasts, doing things like that. Really just such a cool way that's connected me to people that I never would have gotten to connect with had I not been a big fan of Power Rangers. It's easy for people to jump on and say that Amy Jo Johnson isn't being grateful or whatever, but this whole situation really reminds me of the show Community, because I've been a big fan of Community ever since it started. I was going to community college when it started, so
it really hit home for me.
But when it hit Netflix, a lot of people watched the show for the first time, and there's a lot of opinions about, oh, I don't like when Donald Glover left the show, or I don't like when this happened, and I stopped watching at this point. But if you were watching the show at the time it was airing, it got canceled twice. The fans brought it back twice because the network got rid of it. Network got rid of it again. Yahoo Screens bought it, and I was just happy that it was still going, and we got to have our 6th season that we were all
begging for.
And honestly, I was happy for the actors who left because they had other things to pursue. Good for them. I still love the show. I was still going to support it. And that's the way I feel about Power Rangers. I'm going to support it. If you don't like the new suits, whatever, man. They're learning. They're doing this for the first time, doing a completely original Power Rangers with suits, at least. I just don't understand why there's so much hatred and attacking on people like Amy Jo Johnson, things like that. Just be happy for them that she's doing well, she's successful, and she's come back many times for Power Ranger fans. She's done lots of things for Power Ranger fans, and she will come back when the time is right.
She definitely will.
I hope that she knows that there are lots of fans who are very supportive of her, and that we all care about you, and there are people out there who are saying stupid things. Please don't listen to them, because we love you. The Ranger fans, the true Ranger fans, truly, truly, truly care about you. We're happy for you. Keep doing what you're doing. But for all of you, please just consider that these are real human beings who have real emotions, who are doing the best they can. Power Rangers was not a show that paid them well. Austin St. John said he could have made more money flipping burgers than he did being on Power Rangers. And yes, all these years later, these Comic-Cons, these panels, these things that all of a sudden happened, finally making some money off of it. So remember that when you're getting into the critiquing and attacking them about not being on an anniversary or whatever it is. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you all are doing well. Have a great one. Bye.